Hi and welcome to this recap video of the Microsoft Excel Esports European Open 2026, the first of its kind. This is a bit of different video to what comes normally like on my YouTube channel, but to be honest, there is not such a thing of things that come regularly on my YouTube channel, so it's not something special. A few comments beforehand. This will be probably a long video because I have all of my live attempt cases. I also have like the full cases right here. I'm not doing a full solve or walkthrough video of any of them. There are, for most of the cases, already videos out there, and some of them I don't even have tried. It's mostly a video of me talking through my personal performance on what things I did good, what I could have done better, am I satisfied with the results, and stuff like that. So that's what this video is going to be mostly about. And yeah, regarding the last 2 rounds, I think 2 rounds or 3 rounds, because last Road to Las Vegas I also did no video. But the Road to Las Vegas event that happened after the European Open and the Brazil round yesterday, at the time of recording and probably at the time of the video publishing as well. I won't do a live attempt because I didn't do a live attempt that I could record. At Brazil I didn't even compete, and for the first battle of the season I missed out, unfortunately, but I was not home. So, and the Road to Las Vegas event I did at university, and yeah, I mean, just short notice, I think I did extremely good, but missed missed a few small things. Mostly on one of the bonus questions, I had the issue of doing a shortcut that I know is probably not right, but I was under like time pressure. And for level 7, I did not read properly, both in terms of the wrong separator and in terms of that you can't place a tower somewhere there. But if you don't know this case, you won't know what I'm saying. If you don't know the case, you're probably not watching this video either. So yeah, let's jump into the European Open, which were, to be to put it short, pretty successful. I mean, I came home with like 3 trophies, so that's something I certainly did not expect to come home with 3 trophies. I expected to maybe win 2, but 3 is like amazing, and yeah, pretty happy, I would say. To be fair, I'm the only person that has 3. I'm not the only person that has 3 trophies because I don't have 3 trophies. In fact, I have 4 trophies. I have the first place of the team competition also, but I did not win this trophy. That was won by Dim, Michael, and Jaw. But Dim said I can have the trophy, so I have it here in my room. So I'm the only person with 4 trophies. Dim and I were both the people in the world that won 3 trophies. I mean, Dim is still, of course, the better player. He has like 3 first place trophies and all of them like in the main events, whereas one of mine is only in the student competition. So congrats to Dim at this point, and thanks for the trophy. It has a suitable place here in my room. So yeah, certainly successful, but I think I would start with like chronological order. I think it can't be missed to say something about the cases, the format experiments, and stuff like that as well. But I try to minimize this. If you're interested into my opinion, you can tune in to tomorrow's The Lounge, hosted by Lorenzo Forti. If I don't forget, I will link it in the video description. You can watch it there. I will be one of the guests, and I will explain what I think about the format experiments, what I thought mostly about the cases. So, like from a broader point of view, I will talk a bit there, but of course, there I won't talk a lot about my performance. Because this is like a more public discussion space, whereas this is like my personal space, which is just me talking. So yeah, 4 minutes into the video, and I haven't talked really at all about the European Open, mostly about the cases. So let's jump into it. Starting with the mega elimination, which was the first of its kind. I think I will just open the case that I had here. You see, I finished 3rd. I already showed the trophy. So yeah, of course, satisfied with the result. Being the 3rd in the world is yeah, I mean, is my best Road to Las Vegas. I've never been first or second in a Road to Las Vegas event. I won one Brazil MEWC battle this year, but besides that, I've not been on the podium. I think I've been on the podium 2 times on third place in Road to Las Vegas battle. So certainly, being third is like extremely great. At the case itself, we need more questions. Was a bit special because there were so many questions, and this being every 45 seconds, I think it was in the end, people getting knocked out. It's extremely intense and stressful and everything because you need to do something constantly, and you don't need to read properly. Or is that what do you mean? You don't need to read properly, but most of the things here is like simple one. You see, I mean, most of those don't have a formula in because I did it like on the sheet, but I think level 1 I did mostly here. The formulas are pretty simple, to put it like that way, and not too difficult. It was mostly like group by, filters, stuff like that I know pretty good. And one of my key strengths, I certainly think, is speed. I think, especially also, I was in the lead for some time in the Mega Elimination, if you watch the live stream. So I think one of my key strengths in the competition is like really that I'm one of the fastest, or maybe the fastest, at like easy to medium difficult questions. I'm certainly not among the absolute world best when it comes down to more difficult or like hard questions, but easy questions, and this was mostly what is asked in this specific case, is my strength. What I did do wrong in part and could have maybe brought me to like second place instead of third was that you see I did like level 1 to 4, 6 complete, and level 5 35%. It's got bonus 1, 2, and 4. The bonus questions were just concatenate all of your answers. So in fact, if you get one of the level completely right, you automatically have the bonus questions. And even if you get like one answer wrong, you don't get the bonus question. So I initially started with level 1, and then when I got to question 16, what was the longest consecutive streak of yes values, I thought I don't have a lambda for consecutive streaks, so I decided, yeah, let's skip level 1 and maybe to like the easier questions of all of the levels. This was my initial strategy. And then I did level 2 completely, because nothing was too difficult here, and then I wanted to do bonus 2 and saw that how like the bonuses were structured, and realized, okay, I need to do also level 1 completely. And then I did level 1 complete. And then I saw level 3 Fun City map, thought, no fucking way I'm doing this. Skipped to level 4, did level 4, and then I finished level 4 with, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes left, something like that. And back at that point, roughly, I took the lead probably. And then I thought level 5, okay, it's cards. I don't have something extremely good at the start here. And level 6 sounds easier, and it might have been easier. I haven't really looked at like the other level 5 questions, but they don't look too difficult, I think. So it would have been like either way doing level 5 or 6. But the thing is, both have like the same base amount of points of 140, but the difference is if you do level 5, you get 50 extra points for level 5. It was the cards were level 5, yeah. You get 50 extra points for the bonuses, which I don't like, to be honest. I mean, it's completely fair game to encourage people to solve a full question level, but I absolutely don't see a reason why level 5 should be 190 points and level 6 should be 140 points and level 7 then be 160 points. So level 6 is in fact the level that has like the lowest amounts of points. I think either they should have bonuses for all 7 levels, then then reduce the total amount of bonuses or something like that, or even have more total points, nobody cares. So either use the total amount of just have these bonuses concatenate your answer, solve the level and get the bonus points. Either do this for all 7 levels, or if you want to do it like for only the first 5 levels, that's also fine. But then you should encourage in another way people to do level 6 and 7, maybe because those points should be higher. Because then, if some levels may not have a bonus question attached to them, but have higher points, it could be a useful strategy and a bit of a strategy difference. Can you still solve a full level and get the bonus question, or do you think you can't solve this level completely, and go for the harder levels, so to speak, or not harder level, but they don't have a reward for finishing them completely, but have a higher like early bonus. So, for example, if you solve like 10 questions here, you should get not 70 points, but 90 or 100 points. Whereas here you get 70, but if you solve it completely, you get more points from level 5 instead of level 6. This is like a strategy thinking from like after perspective. During the battle, I did level 6, thought there's a bonus question attached to it, then moved and realized, oh, there's a bonus question attached to it. I should have done level 5 first. And then, had finished level 6, jumped to level 5, but you see I came only like 45% or 40%. Oh, it's 35%, yeah. Yeah, probably this question is wrong, because how many cards you pick to get the first king. In general, what I did was mostly level 1. I started with just converting the sales log to a table and doing most of the things in here with formula. For level 2, then I think I did most of the things here in the table. And here a few things. It's like horrible setup, but I just answered each question. Some were fancy, I ignored. For level 4, you had like this, not the sales log, but the error sheet. Yeah, I had like all the stuff right here, and I really jumped a lot between the platform, the case sheet, and the respective sheet of the level. And for level 5, I did need a bit of time to properly split this out. But what I decided to do is, you see, if I copy this over here, you see you have like 10, and otherwise it's like two values. So, but the thing is, if you split with like a classic split lambda with 2 columns, you get like here 10, and then it's like the wrong order and stuff like that. So you can't do this. I decided to just go ahead and find ones, I think, and replace them with nothing. Yeah, something like that. So I just replaced ones with nothing. So now you have, if there would be a 10, it's now a 0, and then you can just split it to calling it with 2 characters. And then I just looked, if the left of this is a 0, then give me 10, and the right of this, otherwise just give me the entire thing. So I now have like all of the right things in here, and yeah, just sequence to get what is the card value. And this is just if it's an ace and stuff like that. So that's kind of the only trick, so to speak, that I did probably. Everything else was mostly fine. So yeah, satisfied, but it was certainly exhausting, this battle. It was like 1 hour, 9 minutes, 15 seconds for me, which has been my first elimination, by the way, of all of the rounds I competed in. I did not make it through it at one elimination round, but I wasn't eliminated because I was like the last person to be eliminated, but it already like ended there. So yeah, it certainly made fun, and it suits my strength, this format. I don't know if it will be the future of XL Esports. I doubt it, but yeah, maybe I'm one of the only mega elimination winners that still exist, that will exist in all time. Yeah, jumping into the team competition, maybe. Yeah, it's chronological. It was the second thing that happened afterwards. Starting with the like team featured event, which is mostly the team qualification event. I was in a team in like Team Orkatzelschworf. I think everyone that was there knows this thing. And yeah, this was my solution, or my solution file. The team's qualification case was, from my point of view, from Emils. It had like levels 1 and 2 were connected, level 3 and 4 were connected, and level 5 and 6 were connected. I was in a team with Julian Lacasse and Julian Portal from La Réunion and Germany. And yeah, how we decided to split things up. First of all, we did not practice this competition mode at all. We did a bit of practice, not a lot to be fair, but a bit of practice for the team relay format, because we thought there are only 11 teams, because initially they announced only 11 teams, and the first 10 come through. We should do this, even if like just one of us competes. It turned out it was an extremely close field, and 6 teams, I think, 17 now, and 11 were by start. So that's how it turned out. There was still a lot of competition. Shout out to Team Dach at this point, Adrian, Adam, and Torben for making it through as well. It turned out to be a tough field, and you really needed to proper excel to qualify for the finals of the top 10 teams. But yeah, we split it up because it was like 3 independent parts. I did parts 3 and 4, which I think were the easiest ones, or at least if you are like somewhat prepared. It's just, those are like the numbers, and it's like the rotating. And yeah, I just have a rotate lambda. I have no idea how it works properly, but it just rotates. If you click like once, it does nothing, but if you click rotate 2, it rotates by 90 degrees. It's also something that I stole it, but it's something that was written, I think, for knife thrower, so you can also rotate 45 degrees. Don't know if we will ever need this again, but they rotate 2, 4, and 6 and something like that. So level 3 was just asking rotate this entire thing and then some of an indirect. I really should do a lambda that automatically, like, it should be just that my index RC ref of this thing, I mean, it doesn't exist, but this just should be able to handle exactly the same thing, but it doesn't at the moment. So yeah, level 4 then asked for take a specific subset, rotate this in a given direction, and then return a different answer range. So you needed to take a subset out, rotate this, and put it back in, which sounds extremely easy and simple. But if you think about it, it's a bit more difficult. My solutions approach was horrible inefficient, I would say. What I did do was I had like this data table right here, and let me have a look at this. Yeah, I had this data table right here where I get like the range and this out of here. I am interacting first of all, and I have this sheet right here, which just gives me the cell addresses of everything. So first of all, what I do is I'm creating an indirect on the range, so to get like all of the cell addresses and then to calling them into like just one column. Then I'm doing the same thing, putting like the values out of this from the like the original numbers, rotate it by like the specific sort of degree in either direction you want, and then 2 colonies as well. So I have like which cell value and what should go into this cell value. And then I have like here this if appears in array. So like if I'm looking more or less, I'm looking like all of the columns here. I'm looking up in here, and if they appear here, take this value. Otherwise, just take the original one. So I have like now here an entire subset of all of the numbers. Like this is like the new rotated grid. And what I'm doing then afterwards is I just copy this entire grid over to another sheet to get like the proper thing. And then I think I have somewhere somewhere should be a data table. I think that's bonuses. Somewhere should be. Oh, is this the data table? No, I don't think that's a data table. Yeah, somewhere should be a data table. Because the answer is just some of this, I think. Uh, 23,000. No, it's wrong, but yeah. No, the answer needs to be indirect solution 4 and this and summing this thing up. Oh, I think I probably deleted the data table at some point because it slowed down the calculation a lot, which is mostly self-inflicted. But yeah, 438, that's like the solution. So that's the part that's missing. But I think it was here, the data table. That's what's the reason? Yeah, makes sense. Then level 5 and level 6 is things that were done by Julian Poeltel. He did level 5 completely on his own. I mean, you kind of need to mirror something. He had some lambdas prepared for this. And then for level 6, he had like an idea how to do like this mirroring stuff, at least for some initially. But he had like, you also needed to do like the same thing as level 4. You needed to put a specific range, do something with the range, and get a different answer range. So more or less the same solution that I just showed. And Julien Lacasse solved level 1. And when I had finished my 2 levels, which were the easier ones, and Julian Poeltel finished his level, and Lacasse his level, Lacasse she was working on level 2. We jumped to the bonuses, solved all of them. And then for like the last 10 minutes, I would say, Julian Poeltel and I both worked on my specific sheet here on solving level 6 completely. The thing is, we had like a lookup table here. You see there's like the data, it was the same thing. And we have like this, somewhat complicated lambda, but not lambda, if statement more or less. It's like a connected if statement that explains everything. That's like the entire magic of this level 6, and it turned out we solved level 6. I don't know if we needed it to finish. Level 6 is 160 points. We had 950 minus 160 is 790. Yeah, it would have been fair even if we didn't solve level 6, but when we finished level 6 with like 1 or 2 minutes spare, we knew we are good to go through. So yeah, pretty happy with not pretty happy. It was an okay performance. It was like the greatest performance of our team in the team competition, but yeah, still solid. And since I am at the team competition, I will stay at the team competition and I realized I can't talk so long for so long time, so I probably need to make a break soon. Teams relay competition was 1 day later. It featured a case on ice hockey, which I started because, as said, I'm probably one of the fastest players in the field. So I started doing it, and I just realized that's not the solution file. That's not the solution file for me. So probably we didn't save it. I might need to ask Xu if he still has it. But just broadly speaking, you had like initially we thought level 1 and 2 were like completely independent of everything else. It turned out they are not. Level 1 and 2 are just like introduction levels that explain like how you read these roster tables, whereas level 3 and 4, 3 to 6, you needed to like analyze the game transcripts. But a part of this analyzing the game transcripts also built up on the roster sheet. So me understanding the roster sheet, because I solved levels 1 and 2, was a key factor in being able to solve both level 3 and 4 within the 10 minutes. And of course also the first two bonuses, which were pretty easy, just a count. So yeah, I did level 3 and 4. I did this case, I think yesterday or 2 days ago as well, trying out the later levels. They are not too difficult, to put it fair. It's mostly about asking game transcripts, and then like time. But the key thing that I learned out, I did for level 4, we needed to find like the player that scored the last goal. Do I still have the team's featured event open? Yeah, closing this. Is if you text split this thing right here and take the text after, or like text split, I did everything of this in a data table. You couldn't just take the text after the G. Shouldn't this be dynamic? Yeah, it should be, but it's not. And just do plus null or minus or times 1 to convert it to time. And it converts into, I don't know what. I really don't know what. But the thing is, the only thing that really matters is in what order do these things appear. And you need it for level 5. No, not for level 5, but for level 6. For level 6, you needed to convert it. For level 6, you needed to convert the things into... Yeah, for level 6, you needed to convert it into seconds, into proper seconds. Also not that hard. Maybe you could use that like the time function, but level 6 is a bit harder because you needed to convert this thing. But for level 5, you could just do level 4. For level 1, you don't even need to convert it, but for level 4 and 5 and level 7, you could just use this +1 trick, and level 5 needed you to ask like before or equal 40, but you could just do this and also do plus null, and you get all you're interested is if you do this plus null, just compare it with 1.666 and so on. So that's like the main trick for the team event. Yeah, we finished third there. As said, I was lucky enough to finish level 4. It was pretty close to finish level 4. I think I did it with like 50 seconds remaining on the time. So after 8 minutes 10 ish, I finished level 4, and then I realized, yeah, couldn't do anything. But then hand over to Julian Pertl, who solved level 5 like last second. It was so extremely stressful to watch them competing for like our team. and yeah, but luckily Julian pulled soft level 5, and then Shu jumped into with level 6 and was able to solve level 6, not fully but partially. I don't know if he guessed something, or I think he probably tried to solve it, or tried to solve it properly but couldn't get it out. Even though I think he later told me it was a stupid mistake, but I don't know what exactly. But yeah, it turned out that we jumped into, or we got into level 3 spot mostly because of the 10% that Shu solved level 6. So that's what got us there, and what got Timur Katzlschworf this beautiful trophy, 3rd place. You saw scarves there. Yeah, that's what was certainly one of the most beautiful or most emotional moments in the end, when I realized the competition is over. I can relax. We are on the podium. We finished 3rd. We all did our best, and yeah, came into 3rd place, which was more or less our target. I mean, it was an optimistic target, nonetheless, but it was our target to come under the first 3 and maybe beat Team Titanic, but everybody knew you needed an extremely good day, and Titanic needed a bad day to beat them. And I think the second part was already, they didn't have a bad day, of course, and especially also Dim proved with like his, I think he solved level 6 and 7. He really did good. But Michael, I think Jean told me at least that he like already finished like most, or like 95% of level 4, but Michael wasn't able to continue his workings, so he needed to redo all of level 4 and then did level 5, I think. So that's what gave us like 4 or 5 minutes of additional bonus time, because they made a slight error in their solution, but Team Titanic had the ability to allow themselves errors and still come out ahead. So yeah, I think I will do now a break and get at least myself something to drink, and then I will be right back. Yeah, so I'm back, and this turns out to be what will be in the after work my first ever cut on this YouTube channel. But yeah, so no first take this time. Yeah, need to cut. Should be fine. Mixed doubles. I think we can talk pretty short about this one, because yeah, a lot of things didn't work in here. I competed with Franziska, another competitor from Austria. I think she was in the DACH finals or semi-finals, to be 100% true. Yeah, the case was it takes more than one from Emils and Jade as a like partial case alpha, I think. The case I had like levels 1 to 3, which were like a text splitting and concatenating and awarding points to it, which was a bit confusing written, and I think it would have been better if there would be like an easier level 1 before it, that like explain a few parts of the concepts, and then maybe have like this level 1, or like you can keep level 2 but just make level 1 a bit easier to process the stuff, and then you could do like level 2 of going full in with like level 1, and then just do this vowel counting double. And level 3 had then like this shift thing. And then you had like levels 4, 5, and 6, which were like map questions. Yeah, levels 4 was just a filter on a sequence if it appears in there. Level 5 was just move RCR and an index on the map, yeah. So even easier than 4. And level 6 was, yeah, level 6 was a bit difficult. Difficult is the wrong word, but a bit different, because you had like the opportunity to not move, but you didn't even like need to build it dynamically because it was all 20 and you didn't like the adventure column was completely irrelevant because in both ways you just had like the arrows or northeast, southwest, which were like what did it do, and it was like never combined. Or I think it would have been combined in here, but yeah. I started with levels 4, 5, and 6 while Franziska tried to do levels 1 to 3. I finished all the map questions. Even they were easy, pretty fast. Then I jumped to the bonuses, and I just couldn't get out. I got out bonus 1, and then couldn't get like. I didn't try bonus 4 and 5, but I just couldn't get bonus 2 and 3 working. Then I decided, yeah, let me jump into level 1. So I tried level 1. Franziska then wanted to jump to the bonuses, but also stay at level 1, so it was a bit of a miscommunication. There were also a few technical issues, which were mostly that our robot wasn't working, which was a user error, because I opened it from my USB thumb instead of my sort of copying it over and opening it from there. So yeah, that didn't work, and my macros didn't work. Therefore, it was certainly the worst round of the weekend. It was this competition right here. Yeah, and also then I did like level 1 and had like 20% of it. Yeah, I did. I think I had like the wrong suggestion or like idea. I like text split it initially already by like the words, then to calling this right here and like getting the words out of here. I think somewhere I have like a regex extract in there as well. Or yeah, here I have a regex extract. The better way to do this, I think, is, let me just copy it over here, is just to call split everything, so you have like all 1577 characters, and then what you do then is like letter type in here. This is a lambda that gives me like upper, lowercase, or special character, and then you can just do word. It's like 1 if this is space, then this plus 1. Otherwise, this. So you now have like 260 words, which is also written here. And then in the next step, you can give points, which is it's just this, to be fair. That's just this. And effective points is if this is like special, then 0, otherwise this. And then you get like the effective points. And now all you need to do is group the words by the effective points and the sum. So now you have word 1 is worth 2733. I don't know if it's average. Yeah, you could just do now -2. You see the first word is 12,810, and you can now drop the first column and to order and to an index on order on here. And yeah, if I open up now the full case, I hope this is all right. Yeah, now I have like full score, and for the next level, all you then need to do is more or less just effective points. I said I want to walkthrough, but if this is upper. Oh no, it's not uppercase, it's a vowel. So yeah, you just needed to like write A, E, O, O. So all the vowels out there do appears in array, and just multiply it then by 2. I think that's all that you need. Round the words. Yeah. So that was 1 and 2. Yeah, like pretty easy. I mean, to put it fair, even if we would have solved levels 1 and 2 completely, which were like we had 20%, so 4 more, 112, which would have been like 252 points, which were like 670. I think, yeah, we would have been exactly at the same spot as Vanessa and Jean, but it wouldn't have been enough to go for the first 3 for the podiums, and especially I talked with Anders, I think, who said he was like extremely close to getting level 3 out as well. So yeah, congratulations to the top 6, top 3 teams, top 6 total in here. Yeah, I think that's all I could say to the mixed doubles. And then jumping right into the MECC competition, which was from a like main perspective the most important or most successful one, because I won the competition in the end, and I not just won it, I like dominated it, I would say, and like finished both of the cases early at like 2 stage walk-offs, and in the qualification round already after 12 minutes, and in the final after 24 minutes, I think. But in the end, it was my expectation to win MECC, and I'm happy to have like delivered it. Both of the cases had like a few smaller hiccups, maybe starting with Flower Bouquets by Fritz Burkhardt. That's the case and answer file. I need to go to the live attempts. That's the files, and that's like the qualifier case. Yeah, I had a few like small hiccups here and there in both of them of the cases. Mostly in level 6 because the instructions, or they maybe mention it. No, it doesn't. They don't mention like the different things, because you have sometimes you have like nothing written and it means 1, and sometimes you have written A and it means 1. I don't know if there's also written 1 somewhere, but that wouldn't change anything. But so I kind of assumed in this data table that if it's like only 1 row, so this is empty, then it's like 1, otherwise it's like this number here, which then breaks on A. I mean, luckily I noticed the mistake pretty fast and fixed it, so I was able to solve it in 12. But if I kind of would have been aware of this situation, I think I could have done it in like 8 or 9 minutes first time. But yeah, I don't think anything else you can say at this case. Maybe because tomorrow I'm not talking about a lot of MECC cases, but I really think the cases were on one side a bit too easy, and in addition, what is really something I think it needs to be changed at MECC is that the case instruction manual, like the written case printout instructions, are like too detailed, way too detailed. They provide everything, like all of the questions. I think there's better to have it like the MECC, MEWC ones. For the final case, I wasn't in the lead like all of the time, because there were bonus lockouts and eliminations. So I decided to go like first for the bonuses questions, and I like jumped a lot behind everything. And no, that's the wrong thing, but I had like from start on, I had like the idea of building like one big table where I have like the neighborhood and all of the pricings, the difference, the status, or like the status from there, if this is like the same, and I don't know what this walkability score is this. So yeah, I had like this exact idea already in my mind when I started the case. So that was yeah, certainly a good structure. Yeah, the big issue with this case is like at one point, or most of the time, seemed like needed to round to the nearest 100, but then for like the difference or anything, for anything you kind of don't need it to round and stuff like that. So maybe I've like just overread it in the heat of the confusion, but I don't think it should be like about processing instructions, considering like rounding a very important factor. But that's just my opinion, or mostly my opinion. If you watch Julian's video, then you can see a lot of rant about this video. I mostly agree with most of the points he makes there. So go watch it out there. One thing maybe to notice here is this is like the RGB code, because I'm always using the RGB codes, and this is like I have like two RGB code lambdas, RGB code and RGB code of the font color, which I wrote after I wrote this macro after the LC case last year. And yeah, I also think that I do have, okay, fair point, that's in another thing, so I'm not going to open it now. But I also think that I maybe have something for like the borders or anything like that, but not sure about that exactly, like the border color. So yeah, I think that's MECC. Yeah, happy to have won, but yeah, that was my goal as well. Yeah, my main focus on like surprising was, of course, in the MEWC and the team competitions. So, of course, I'm extremely happy to have won. That should not sound like too going into like any specific direction. But yeah, that was my. I mean, also Peter, for example, wasn't here, who is like the reigning MEC champion of the world. So looking forward to meeting him, hopefully in Vegas. And yeah, that's so far to the MEC event. Yeah, you can see in the end also like two other people, including David Montani from Austria as well, finished the qualifier case, but I don't think anybody finished the final case. But Luke Payton was extremely close with like only missing the final bonus, and also quite noticeable. Bonus 4 and 5 were not locked out. Surprised to see that, but yeah. Yeah, one competition left to talk about, which is the main event, which I competed in as well. There was the main event qualifier, then like two semifinals, and the best, like the best 40 peoples of the qualification round qualified for the semifinals, and then the best 5 of each of the semifinals. There were 20 people each qualified for the big finals. If, as you see here, I did not qualify for the big final, unfortunately, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the main event qualification round was fine, I would say. I wouldn't say it was my best performance of the weekend. It was certainly also not my worst. The case was special, to put it short. Yeah. Yeah, the case was special because, first of all, the instructions like did not appear from the start deck, but later on. Luckily, what do you mean? Luckily, I did a few. Like I did the first bonus question with Unicode XLOOKUP, and then did like bonus 1 and bonus 2, and then decided to like do this setup, do like Unicode of all of this right here, and all of this. but like not focusing on any like specific logic to work out and guessing anything like that, because I thought that is not necessary and probably a waste of time. So then I had like 22 minutes into, or like 8 minutes into the case, I was like, yeah, okay, now I have like 2 minutes and I don't know what to do. And it was just more or less really sitting around and waiting for the instructions to be revealed. And then the instructions for level 2 were revealed. Yeah, I did create this kind of thing here. I also have like the issue that I think a few other people pronounced standard font color is Roboto, and I have Calibri, I think. So I did do most of them, not most of them, but some of the more complicated lambdas wrong. I mean, I don't think it changes anything properly for anything in here, but Roboto, not robot, not really robot, but yeah. I luckily then decided to, luckily is maybe the wrong word, but when I was like level 2 and then 3 completed and only got partials, I think, of 3. Yeah, I got 30% partials of level 3. I decided, yeah, let's move on to 4. And yeah, level 4 and 5 were asking how many signs has this kind of thing, and luckily I knew the bar text, and then you could like translate it to English, do text before BART, or text before first separator. This was luckily successful, so this was level 4 pretty easy if you had it. And level 5, I don't think I got 0% level 5. I tried it first, then had the wrong thing, jumped to level 6 because level 6 was also pretty easy. Yeah, I did create somewhere, I think it's this, like a sequence of 999 and is prime, and then just a prime number. Oh no, that's like the sum of all of the prime numbers below that. So it was just an index, or level 6 was just an index of, oh yeah, it's like more just than one. So sum of index, if you had like this number of prime numbers in there. My prime number is not the efficient, not the most efficient ones. I think because it creates a sequence probably. Large unique map sequence. So yeah, that's my lambda. I'm not too into mathematics to say if this is like the best, or probably it's not, but it works, or it worked at least for this level. And yeah, level 5, I later found out it was, the issue was that it asked about removing duplicates, and with removing duplicates it means usually you take like the unique values, but you need it to exactly once, which is just this change. But what I did in here is I did something like, I think, an early unique of like this entire column and deleted all of the answers. I mean, I think I saved them before and you could just like always re-download them, but I just deleted them. And so I did not know at all anymore what were like the wrong answers. So I couldn't get level 5 out, mainly because I misread this remove duplicates as take unique instead of remove duplicates completely. And I mean, to be fair, the instructions mention it read perfect. So that's not a critic on the case instructions, more a critic on myself. But yeah, that was the issue on Guess the Logic from Andrew Guljunovic. I think the idea has potential. I don't know if you need to try out these instructions or like idea in the MEWC qualification zone, but to be fair, 40 people came through out of 80 something. So yeah, it's probably one of the better rounds to do it than do it somewhere else where it like matters more. So in the end, I got through. If I would have like spotted it's exactly once a bit earlier, or like even in the beginning, I could have just solved level 5 and maybe even got something out of level 7, and I would have been like somewhere here at Harmichael, maybe Sean or Timothy. I wouldn't have beaten them, but somewhere into within this range here of people. So yeah, I qualified for semifinal 1, and the idea, which I don't think is the best way to do it because it's simply unbalanced already from a mathematical point of view, is that they did like person 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and so on. Came then into the first semifinal, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on came into the second semifinal. If you add up all of the numbers of the 40 people, sequence 40, web columns 2, and do by column sum, by row of course, it's web rows, you see there's a difference of 20 spots in the end total. Whereas if you would just like do person 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12, 13, 16, 17, 20, 21, and like in that, and then always like using 2 people, you would come to 4, 4, 3. Yeah, it's like not completely right. I could do it formulatically, but I don't want to. You came to like 410, and 410 times 2 is 820, which is exactly, so you would end up with like 2 mathematically based on the qualification round same strength halves, which you don't end up if you do odd people and even people, because in the odd versus even, the odd people should be mathematically the stronger semifinal. So either you do a complete new draw, or you do a draw based on ELO, or a draw based on like first 10, whatever you do. I don't like this specific split. And in addition to that, there was also, I would say, a bit of a like luck, because, for example, Lorenzo, who did finish not a good spot, ended up finishing like on an unequal spot. Anders, also a strong competitor, finished on an unequal spot. Zach Franken as well. Sergio, in the end, finished second, was second in the mega elimination, finished on an unequal spot. So I really think that my semifinal was the harder one, which is like absolutely no excuse. All of the people that made it through from the other semifinal were extremely strong, and when I did a live attempt at home, I wouldn't have qualified in the other semifinal either. Maybe because the case didn't suit me or something like that. So should not sound too salty. It's just pointing out that from a pure mathematical perspective of competition, like distribution, ranks, and stuff like that, which I follow a lot in other sports as well. Doing is like 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on is certainly not the best way to put people into the two semifinals. Just 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 8, and so on. That like always do. So let's talk about the semifinal. You see, I did not make it through. I solved all of the bonuses in level 1 to 6 as first or second. I think Jasper was faster than me on these levels. And bonuses, oh, he missed bonus 1, I think, but he then was faster on level 7 before I finished something. Or at least I was in the lead for a certain amount of time. But yeah, let's look into the case. And yeah, where shall I start? I did finish bonus 5. Bonus 5 asks for solving level 7. I did not solve level 7. I mean, I did solve level 7, but I solved level 7 1. But maybe jump a few seconds back. I did levels 1 to 6, bonus questions 1 to 4. I had a solution for level 6, level 7. I matched the example, I matched nothing else. Then what I did was I saw Anders Richter-Linden getting partials, like very low partials for level 7. I thought maybe he's looking at the example, and I saw the correct answer is player 2 and the answer is between 1600 and 1900. I think, okay, but it's a huge span. But if you look at the case, you see it's wedges, the lowest radius common divisor, I think. All of them is 50. So the answer needs to be in an interval of 50. So it needs 1600, 1650, 1700, 175, 18, 185, or 19. So what I did do is you could just go into the platform, type in player 2, 1600, player 2, 1650, player 2, 1700, and so on. And then you see you get it right. So this way you can get 33 points. I did this, but realized it was not enough. So then I decided, okay, let's go back to my model. I fixed something. The thing I fixed was I added this not in here, because initially, if a letter has been already guessed, then it's void. And guessed is like the wrong header, more or less, but not guessed, it should be the right one. And I was like referring in my follow-up calculations to not guessed, whereas I should have referred to guessed, and like did a not somewhere. I added this, redid all of my data table, still matching the example, I think. Yeah, still matching the example, putting in all of my answers, 0 points still. So it turns out my answers were wrong, and I also overwrote my answers for the first 3 questions, so I got 0 points there. And then I had like 30 seconds left. I just decided, okay, that's it, I'm out, fine by me. The other were simply better on level 7. I don't know why I went wrong, but that's fine by me. And then I just read like bonus 5. How many times does player 1 get set in level 7? I didn't want it or couldn't even calculate it in the time. I'm just going to the platform, typing in 10, seeing the Vulcan, and I see it's getting green. And I was like, oh my god, I'm still not sure. The time runs out. I'm still out. But if you calculate, if I didn't delete my 33 points from level 7 that I already had in the platform at some points, I would have had 1,603 points, which would have been more points than Jack Franken, and I would have made it through. I would have been ashamed to go through on 3 strategic guesses and 1 extremely lucky guess, but only for a short amount of time. Then I would have been happy to be in the finals. But, and to be fair, I think Kobe did something with like one of the bonuses in this, was it bonus 4? Or was it level 7? I don't know. I think Kobe did something similar in the second semifinal and made it through. I mean, he ended up as the last person, but yeah, he did something like that as well. So yeah, I think that was the semifinal case. Yeah, one thing I might want to show what I did wrong in level 7 was I think it were two things, or like yeah, there were two things. The first thing is, I think I fixed it already in this solution. Yeah, I already fixed it in this solution because I like opened it on my laptop afterwards and tried to fix it. The issue is I did not had this $sign in here, so I had this in here and copied it over here, and then it checks if this one is bankrupt and not this column. So players 2 and 3 couldn't get bankrupt in my model. If you look at the example, player 2 and 3 never go bankrupt. It's only ever player 1 that go bankrupt. So I did not spot this because of the example is, like I did not spot it like on the example. That's fine by me, but unfortunate, somewhat unfortunate. And the other thing I did not spot was the instruction mention which player won and how much did they win. The player who guesses the last remaining letter for a full solve wins their prize money. I did not read this sentence right here. It's the player who guesses the last remaining letter for a full solve wins their prize money. I thought the player who wins is the player that has the most prize money in the end, which is, I think, sometimes the case, but far from always. And this was like the other issue and the most important issue. And as mentioned in the example, you see it's 0, 4,200, and 1,100. Player 2 is the one that guesses the last correct letter, and he wins $4,200, I think. So that's why I had like two wrong ideas on this one level. Yeah, then I was out in the semifinals. Congratulations again to Tim, and then of course Sergio and Alexander Friedman for winning the main tournament, and to Sean, Eric, and Jasper, I think, for qualifying for the quarterfinals already in Vegas. See you hopefully there. And yeah, thanks for watching on my long recap. I mean, I expect it to be a bit longer. I think it's now like roughly over an hour. Going through all of the competitions, what I did good, what I could have done better. All in all, I'm extremely gladful for this tournament. It was great meeting so many people, especially also at Burning Clippy, but also the regular after party and meeting so many people competing. Thanks that I'm a part of such a great community and group of people. All of you are amazing, and yeah. I think that's the end of the video. Bye, and see you next time.